What's up, y'all, man? We back with another one. Full disclosure, I'm not licensed for any of this stuff. It's really my opinion. And, y'all take it with a grain of salt. Just saying, But this topic is going to be on be mindful of getting with an aggressive woman. You know what I'm saying? I see some of y'all. I ain't even going to front. I see some of y'all out there, man. Y'all struggling. You're struggling. And I'm not saying it to judge. I'm saying it because I wish somebody could have helped y'all earlier, because you might have children by this woman now. You might have already gotten in a contract with her and said, "Hey, let's get married." You might have done a lot of things you didn't know you weren't supposed to do with this woman. So I feel for y'all. And again, y'all young men coming up, take the info how you will. You can be mad at me or you can be not mad at me. That's between you. All I'm saying is, women are gonna be women and men are gonna be men, and that's gonna be here. It's been here before me. It's gonna be here after me. So y'all take it with a grain of salt. Y'all handle y'all's business how y'all feel like y'all should handle y'all's business. This is merely an opinion. Y'all can have y'all's opinion. I respect y'all's opinion. You don't have to respect mine, but I respect my opinion, and I believe in it. So this is what it is. Be mindful of the woman you get with, because if she's really aggressive, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be really tough. Like if she's aggressive, meaning that when you talk to her, she responds like she's the dominant one in your relationship. You gotta catch yourself. You gotta stop that early. Now, a lot of men will say, "Oh, you gotta be man enough to take care of her, or man enough to handle her." Again, men, especially young men, it's never been, and it never will be your job to have to handle a woman. You are not with the right one. And it's not your job to fix and save all women. Stop taking on burdens that weren't even y'all's in the first place. It is not your job to say, "I got to handle this. I got to handle her. I got to control that. I'm man enough. I can handle." No, it's not, bro. I'm telling you, you shouldn't have to live like that. You can go ahead and think it's making sense to you, but I'm telling you, it's not that there's just an easier life on the other side, but that is not how you're supposed to be living, and it won't last. It has a higher rate to last shorter. It doesn't make sense. Nobody's supposed to live like that. If she's being sassy, responding back to you snippy, that is disrespect. The more you allow it, and the sooner you don't kill it, as in stop that type of characteristic from getting out, the more you're going to have a problem, and the longer it will last. It won't make sense to her on why you think you should stop it from happening now, when it's been happening to you for the last 6 months, for the last 6 years, the last 20 years. She's been treating you like that. So why is she going to stop that? It's working in her favor. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure that you're mindful of that. There are women that are happy and open to tell you, "Oh, I'm aggressive. You got to be able to handle that. I'm dominant. You got to be able to handle that." And some of them are actually crazy enough, got a ton of bodies on them with children, and still thinking it makes sense. I mean, best case scenario, she has no kids. She's good financially. She doesn't have to be great, but she's good financially. She's a beautiful woman. She's got a good head on her shoulders. Best case scenario, and she's still really nice to who she wants to be nice to. That's the best case scenario. So she has that aggression in her, but she's nice to who she wants to be nice to, meaning she found you and she said she wants to be nice to you. But again, there's a lot of guys that get that mixed up. When you get with a shorty and if she's aggressive, again, I don't have an aggressive partner. I'm just telling you, I've seen them and I've been around them, and it's not enjoyable. It's not even enjoyable for the guy. I can see I don't know if y'all have ever seen another man and respectfully, no Diddy, looked in his eyes when he's with his lady, and you can see that depression, that sadly that bitch in him. You know what I'm saying? You can see that, and it's like, damn, he's getting bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's how he lives. It's tough, man. It's not he a punk or no. It's tough. Like, respectfully, especially a grown man, you gonna feel for that person. Be like, dang, man, like that's tough. Like, you gotta live like that, bro. Like she getting in you. Like she ain't, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's tough. So I'm trying to tell y'all because there are grown men that actually do have children with these women. They do partake in the future with them for some reason, and then they gotta live like that. Not only are they getting punked by their girl now, that the kids is punking them because that's what they see. You know what I'm saying? So the kids is getting punked by them too. It's not easy. So you got to be mindful of who you get with and how you live it, because getting with an aggressive woman is tough. Again, there's always an opposite to the story. That's just not my channel. You know what I'm saying? Get on somebody else's channel if you want. Now there are a lot of great women too, but I'm just trying to talk about the truth of some things that are not put a light on for. It's not a light shed on this. If she's aggressive, y'all might want to call out a certain city. Y'all do your own thing in the comments. I'm not trying to call out necessarily a certain city that I might have encountered with. I'm just talking about from my experience and my understanding of it, because it's worked and a lot of people have used it and it's helped them. So all I'm saying is stop. As soon as you see that she's aggressive, and she's aggressive to where you're relaxed, you on your 9, on your 10 self is trying to handle it and it doesn't even get handled, you got to really overexert yourself to get something resolved with that person. And you don't have no kids, there's nothing tying you to that person, you need to stop. It's your immaturity that's getting you in that bad relationship. You're being selfish. I don't care how good the box is, bro. One day you won't be hitting that box anyway. And what will be left with you is the drama and PTSD that you got from that woman. You think that box is yours the rest of your life? That's why it was, it's all good, bro. That's not your box anyway. A lot of men got to understand that. Just because you get an aggressive woman and she's aggressive here, and that means she's feisty and great in the other areas for you, stop it. That's not how that you should be living. That doesn't make sense. You a grown ass man getting punked up by this girl, and you say, "Oh, she's aggressive. That's what I like." That's not normal. That's not healthy. Having an aggressive woman, an aggressive chick, isn't healthy. You don't want that on your everyday life. It's not what people really want in the long run. In the short run, you over here like, "Oh, I'm living good." You're not. You got to be rah with your shorty when you come home. She's not your piece. I'm telling you, I see these men. I know women. I've been married this many times, four times, 5 times, and they're aggressive, and they like that. They like that, and it was the guy. It was not the guy. It was you thinking that you can get in the ring. There's men that'll tell, and there's men, they're fighting battles behind closed doors. They go to the store to do the shopping, to do the thing, and it looks normal. But behind closed doors, he might have won this argument or won this, but it took him hours of conviction to get her to say, "Okay, I'll agree on this." That's not what you want to deal with. This is the truth. It's not what you want to deal with. You don't want to be fighting somebody for hours and hours and hours, and then they finally accept what you're saying makes sense, because you got to fight, or you get there. Some relationships you got to square up. You got to sit there. You in a relationship, and y'all might think this is crazy, but don't get it twisted. Anybody can get got. That's what I'm trying to tell you now. Now, I have not lived this life. So, again, there's people that have lived this life. Please drop in the comments or come up with your own channel. Tag us in there. We're going to check your channel out, too. There's people that have lived this life. It's not fun. When you get older, time will pass. When you get older and as you get more mature, you might hit what you should have hit at 20, 30 years old. You might not mature up until you 50, till you 60. Everybody's story is different. And you might not go, "Dang," you looking at it now, you like, that was a rough life, man. I was suffering. That was tough. I shouldn't have been living like that. So you got to make sure you understand. Watch out for being with an aggressive woman. Watch her mannerisms. Watch how she treats you. Watch how she does things, because those are going to be the important pieces to the puzzle and figuring out, hey, is it going to be good to have children with this person? Is it going to make sense for me to procreate with them if I'm gonna have to fight them. Because if you can't even get through being civil and having a good life with somebody, how can y'all get on the same page with how y'all raised the child? How can y'all get on the same page with we don't talk about divorce in this relationship? We don't talk about splitting up in this relationship. How can y'all really get through to that? It's gonna be harder. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not just thinking about the social media platform and how it's gonna look and how it's perceived. I'm talking about real stuff that goes on behind closed doors, and it doesn't matter how rich you are. It doesn't matter how much money you can throw at that problem. If you don't handle the real problems that are free, they don't cost you a thing. You just got to have the mental understanding on how to handle them. You're going to have a bigger problem in the long run if you can't handle the real problems. And that is with when you're with your lady, is she trying to be dominant over you? Does she have basic foundational respect for you? If she doesn't have that, you're having to fight bigger battles than needed. Stop. You haven't had no contract with her. You don't have no children with her. Go to the next. You're, as a man, I always say this in a lot of my videos, you are outnumbered. Stop what you're doing. You can put in work, and it's worth it. Put in work with your partner. But do not kill yourself to die anyway. There's guys, last story on this one, but there's a guy right now. He was married to this woman for 10 years. She put him through the ringer. Put him through the ringer. The only thing I say he got lucky with, he had no children with her. But she was supposedly a nasty, nasty woman. Put him through the ringer. He worked from Publix. That's a southern store, but for a lot of people don't know Publix. But he worked for Publix for 40 years. He'd been married to her for 10. So he was working at Publix for 30 years prior to marrying this woman. Married her and had to give her a lump sum of his money. And if y'all don't know about Publix, Publix is privately owned stock. So you can make a lot of money in Publix working there. Now, you're not going to make a lot of money on your 9 to 5, but the stock is great and it gives a great return for people who've been investing in them for years. So it's crazy when you think about it, though, because this man, after 10 years, she put him through hell. Don't matter. She still got half of that. Got half the house, got the car, got 400 plus bands off of this situation. You know what I'm saying? It's real out here. People are dealing with that every day. Now, could he have evaded that? Maybe or maybe not. I don't know. That's not my job. That's his life. He could be happy with his situation and say he learned it and chalk it up to the game. But he also could be like, dang, could I have seen this in advance? I went through 10 years of hell being with this woman, thought it was going to be good. Do I know why men do this all the time? No. So y'all going to have to go to somebody else for this to make sense to y'all. It don't make sense to me. But y'all can go to somebody else for that. What I will say, that's a lot of time to go through hell, getting dogged by the shorty anyway, and then have to give her up some money. It's a lot. Y'all can save yourself time, heartache, pain, suffering. I'm telling you, it don't have to be that bad. You don't have to take a $1 million, $500,000 lesson. You can stop right here, come to the channel, pass go, and get your life right. I hope y'all enjoy the content. Hope y'all enjoy the story. It's real stuff out here. I wish y'all will. I hope this doesn't happen to y'all in the way. And I hope everything goes well for y'all's lives. I'm out.